This 150-pound Central Asian Shepherd refused to leave the one-year-old's side, not for a nap, not for a meal, not for 5 seconds. A cream-colored giant the size of a small pony, bred over thousands of years to fight wolves and guard flocks in Central Asia, shadowing a baby around a Texas yard. And everyone who saw it said the same thing. That is a working dog, not a pet. And an animal that size has no business around a child. 24 different people told this couple to send him back to a ranch before he hurt their girl. And then, on an ordinary afternoon, when a coyote came out of the tree line toward the baby, the giant everyone said was too dangerous did the one thing that proved every single one of them wrong. This is the story of how the most powerful dog for miles became the only reason a little girl came home that day. Hannah and Caleb Foster lived on a few acres outside Fredericksburg in the Texas Hill Country, where the land ran up against open brush and coyotes sang at night. Caleb had grown up around working dogs, and when they bought the property, he wanted a real livestock guardian, the kind that had protected herds for centuries. So they brought home a Central Asian Shepherd puppy, a breed most people had never heard of, an ancient guardian bred for one purpose, to place himself between his family and anything that meant them harm. They named him Con. By the time he turned 2, Con weighed 150 pounds, a massive, calm, watchful animal who patrolled the fence line like he was born to it, which he was. And he was, by every single measure, the gentlest creature either of them had ever known. But the world does not look at a dog that size and see gentle. Then Hannah got pregnant, and the warnings came from everywhere. "You cannot keep a guardian dog that big around a baby," her mother said. "That is a wolf killer, not a pet." Caleb's own brother told him he was out of his mind. A neighbor down the road who raised goats said flatly that a 150-pound working dog and an infant did not belong on the same property. 24 people, if you counted them all, told this couple to send Con away before the baby came. But Hannah had watched the way Con had started sleeping across the doorway of the empty nursery weeks before there was ever a baby inside it, and she made her decision. Con stays. I see you're still here but haven't subscribed yet. After what Con is about to do for this little girl, you'll want to be part of it. Tap subscribe. It means more than you know. What none of them understood is that a livestock guardian does not choose what to protect based on what it is told. He chooses a charge and he guards it with his life. And the moment they brought little Rosie home, Con looked at that baby and decided she was his flock. From that first day, he never left her. Where Rosie was, Con was, 150 pounds of Central Asian Shepherd lying beside the bassinet, stationed under the high chair, planted in the doorway of her room at night. When she cried, Con was on his feet before Hannah was. When she napped, he lay across the threshold and watched the door. And as she grew from a tiny baby into a wobbling, giggling one-year-old, that vigilance did not loosen for a single second. It intensified. Rosie learned to walk with one hand buried in Con's thick cream fur, using 150 pounds of dog as a walker who never complained. She ate her meals, dropping food to a giant who caught it without ever taking his eyes off the room. And when she toddled out into the yard to play, Con was never more than a few feet away, moving when she moved, placing his huge body between her and the open brush at the edge of the property, watching the tree line with an attention that Hannah found sweet and slightly excessive. She did not yet understand what he was watching for. To anyone else, it looked like overkill, a 150-pound dog trailing an inch behind a toddler, never relaxing, never once wandering off to be a dog. But Con was not being anxious. He was doing the only job his blood had ever known, to stand watch over the small and helpless thing he had claimed, and to be there, without fail, in the one moment it might matter. The Fosters did not know yet that that moment was coming. Rosie adored him. She would throw both arms as far around that massive neck as they would go and press her face into his fur. And the 150 pounds of guardian would go completely still and let her, the picture of patience. It was the sweetest thing Hannah had ever seen. But outside that house, the fear never went away. In town, people gave the giant cream dog a wide berth. A woman at the feed store once asked Hannah to her face whether she thought it was safe to raise a baby with a dog bred to kill predators. Hannah just smiled, because she knew something all of them did not. She knew that the single safest place in all of the hill country was wherever that dog had decided to lie down next to her daughter. Khan patrolled that property every day like the guardian he was, walking the fence line, watching the tree line. And at night, when the coyotes called out in the dark, Khan would rise and stand at the window of Rosie's room, a silent cream shadow, listening until they moved on. Hannah thought he was just being a guard dog. She would find out exactly what he was guarding against. Then came a warm afternoon in the fall. Rosie was playing in the fenced yard behind the house, toddling after a ball, and Hannah was on the back porch a few yards away, folding laundry, with Khan, as always, within arm's reach of the baby. It was the kind of ordinary golden afternoon that rural families live for. And then Khan changed. In an instant, the calm, watchful dog went rigid, his head snapping toward the tree line at the far edge of the yard, a low sound building in his chest that Hannah had never heard before. She followed his gaze and her blood turned to ice. A coyote had come out of the brush. It was not supposed to be there, not in daylight, not that close, but there it was, thin and bold and fixed on the smallest, slowest thing in that yard, a 1-year-old girl in the grass who had no idea it existed, and it was moving toward Rosie. The same dog the whole county had called too dangerous, the same dog 24 people had begged them to send away, the same 150-pound Central Asian shepherd everyone had sworn had no business near that child was already moving, exploding across that yard faster than anything that size should be able to move. And he did the one thing 3,000 years of breeding had built into his blood. He put himself between the predator and his charge. Khan hit the space between Rosie and the coyote like a freight train and planted himself there, 150 pounds of pure guardian, and he became, in that instant, everything those people had been afraid of, and every bit of it was aimed at the thing that wanted to hurt the baby. The coyote skidded to a stop. For one frozen second, the two animals faced each other, and then Khan surged forward with a roar that Hannah felt in her chest. And the coyote, which had come looking for easy prey, took one look at 150 pounds of enraged guardian and ran for its life back into the brush, Khan driving it all the way to the fence line before coming straight back to stand over Rosie, who had started to cry at the noise, unharmed and oblivious to how close she had come. It had all taken perhaps 4 seconds from the moment Khan went rigid to the moment the coyote vanished. 4 seconds in which Hannah, a few steps away, had not even had time to get to her feet. If Khan had been the pet everyone wished he was instead of the guardian he was, those 4 seconds would have been all a coyote needed. Hannah reached her daughter and scooped her up, shaking so hard she could barely stand, and pressed her face against the baby, and then wrapped her free arm around 150 pounds of panting, trembling guardian who would not stop scanning the tree line even now. The neighbor who raised goats saw the whole thing and came running, and he told Hannah, white-faced, that a coyote bold enough to come into a yard in daylight after a child would have done unspeakable harm if it had reached her, and that he had never in his life seen a dog move the way Khan had moved. Hannah knew with a certainty she will carry for the rest of her life that if she had listened to those 24 people, if she had sent away the dog everyone feared, there would have been nothing in that yard between a predator and her baby but open grass. There would have been nothing at all. Instead, Rosie came home. Word spread through the county the way news like that always does. The woman from the feed store who had questioned her left a note. Caleb's brother, who had said he was out of his mind, came out and stood a long moment looking at Khan and quietly admitted he had been wrong. And the neighbor who raised goats put a guardian of his own on his property within the month. Today, Khan is 4 years old and Rosie is 3, and he still does not leave her side, not for a nap, not for a meal, not for 5 seconds. He still walks the fence line, he still watches the tree line, and he still lies across the doorway of her room every single night, a silent cream giant standing guard over his flock of one, because he understood, long before anyone else did, exactly what waited out in the brush. She still throws her arms around his neck every single day, and the 24 people who swore they should send him away have all gone very quiet, because here is the simple truth every one of them missed. A dog is not dangerous because of his size or his breed or what he was bred to do. What makes a dog is who he decides to protect and exactly what he is willing to do to keep them safe. Khan decided on the very first day that a tiny girl was his to guard, and when a predator came out of the brush for her, the breed everyone feared became the wall it could not get past. If you are thinking about bringing a big, powerful dog into a home with a child, please do not listen to the fear. Learn the breed, train with patience, supervise with love, and understand that the right dog raised the right way is not a danger to your child. Sometimes he is the guardian angel you never knew you needed, wearing a size the whole world taught you to fear. So let me ask you honestly, would you have trusted a 150-pound Central Asian Shepherd alone with your little girl, or would you have listened to those 24 people and sent him away? Tell me in the comments.